Hello and welcome to Cup to Hook conversation number 23. Let's see if we get a few people on here. We got just a minute. Actually started right on time. Got a few people coming on. Hello. If you want to say hi and let us know you're here with us, that would be great. Hope everyone is doing well and had a great week. I have actually been able to be a little bit busy working on some projects this week. Even got to play around a little bit off schedule and make a few things. So who do I have with me tonight? Anybody have anything exciting they want to share? Or it doesn't have to be exciting. Hey, Barbara, I did get your email. In fact, I responded to it probably maybe about 30 minutes ago. So I appreciate you sharing a picture of your little snuggle with me. I actually like that. And I was asking you if it was fairly easy to make. So I actually thought it was adorable. Yes and no. So if you don't mind, what part of it made it difficult? To me, I would have think having to do like the points on the star. I have been spending some time earlier this week trying to create a pattern for the pocket shawl. And I think I have frogged it like 5 times. And so I still don't really have anything to show on it. I have it right here. I have frogged it so much. I'm actually going to frog this too, but this is all I have. And for starters, it's way too wide. So I've got to decrease the amount of stitches that I'm going to do for it. That's probably wide enough. But I was just trying to create like a bulky stitch for it, but not really happy. So I'll keep playing and we will have that to do on Wednesday on the Hook. Hopefully the end of September, 1st of October. So I had trouble with the arm area to open. So I changed it up and did it with just the top star open, which I thought was cute because, you know, it kind of helps still keep the baby snug. So, and I love the colors that you chose too. Do you remember what that color was? That was really pretty. So, what is everybody drinking in their cup tonight? I'm going to go ahead and show you mine before it completely melts. But I am actually drinking hot chocolate, and my husband put some, I don't know if you can see it, but he put some Cool Whip in there for me. So I have some Cool Whip in my hot chocolate. And I have to show you, I don't know if it's on that side or not. Oh, it is. So I found these mugs, and I got one for me and my husband. And this one says, I love Grandma. And I got another one that says, I love Grandpa. So we are still waiting for our granddaughter to arrive. She's not expected till at least November 30th. So everything is still going well with that. And I can't wait to dive into my hot chocolate, but I can tell it's still a little bit warm, so I don't want to burn my lips. I frogged a lot, but was doing it while I was watching lives. Not now. That is one thing that I have been blessed with on my off time this week is I have been able to watch a lot more YouTube lives and participate in them and catch up on other videos that I have like just clicked to watch for later. So that has been fun and exciting. And I feel, you know, happy because I've been able to connect more with some of the other channels that I have subscribed to and be able to catch up with those folks. So that has been a lot of fun. I'm still working on a schedule for myself of when to get videos made and try to get them uploaded for, the following week, while yet keeping up with my emails and keeping up with my comments, and then also being able to spend time on YouTube listening to other subscribers, to other podcasters, and then working on not only the projects for the tutorials, but working on projects that I want to work on, like, for example, the Elvis blanket, which I have not worked on anymore since we last met last Friday. And I've not done but just a little bit more on my daughter-in-law's hoodie. But a lot of that's because I've been playing around with the pocket shawl, trying to create a pattern for that. And I have already done the tutorials, for our upcoming Wednesday on the Hook project. And then I played around a little bit this week and I made a couple things. So I'll be sharing those in just a little bit. The yarns are from a box I bought from a Bag a Day when she was selling her yarn. Okay. I love Crystal. She's one of the people that I watch. So I love Crystal from Bag a Day. All right. So tell me what you're drinking and tell me what is on your hook. And I'm going to go ahead and show you what's on mine. I already showed you that I'm kind of playing around with the pocket shawl, but can't really consider that on the hook because I'm actually getting ready to frog this, which I may do while we're sitting here talking in a minute. Let's see. Let me first show you on our Fun Day Monday, not this past Monday, but the last week, we had made this little elephant bath mitt, which I thought was absolutely adorable. And this past Fun Day Monday, we made the lion, which hands down is my favorite. And this is Mr. Lion. Isn't he adorable? And I left a little mane kind of in the wind so it can be played with, and it is completely loose. It's not on there. Of course, the face is all sewn down, so it's not going anywhere. But I am looking forward to many, many fun bath times with my new granddaughter when she arrives with our little bath mitts. So those were fun. Water and I have not started anything else. So Barbara's drinking water and she's not started anything at the current moment after finishing her snuggle. Oh, I hate to hear that, Barbara. Well, I hope you feel better. Maybe you can catch us on the replay. So some things that I have been working on for fun this week was after I got the Crochet Society box that had the bunny, the shawl, and the vest projects in it, and you guys chose the shawl, which, by the way, I am currently wearing. So this is how it turned out. Let me see if I can get it off to show you. I had it kind of snug on the back of my neck. And it's funny, I wouldn't really call it a shawl because it wasn't very big. So to me, it was more like a cowl. But nonetheless, it turned out really nice. I love the colors. I did just a little bit here on this bottom border, change it up a little bit, and made those stitches a little bit bigger. But let's see. This is how, if I can show you, it turned out. But I love it. I thought it turned out very, very nice. So thank y'all for choosing that pattern. So then the book that I received after that box was the Beach Please box, and the 3 patterns that were in it contained this little sand bucket and shovel, and it also had a cow in it called Mermaid's Cow, or Mermaid's Tail Cow, and it had the mini macrame plant hanger. So I chose to make the pail, and this is it. It is so adorable. And I made the shovel, but I made my shovel a little bit bigger than what it called for, but I love it. Because you know me, I'm always changing a pattern. I can't follow a pattern completely from A to Z the correct way. And so let me show you again what theirs look like, and again mine. So that's my version of the pail, and I even kind of dipped in the sand a little bit so that it kind of looks like it's kind of wavy on the top. And their shovel and my shovel. And this little piece right here, I've tried to tuck it in. It's where the yarn was actually cut. I didn't cut it, but the yarn was cut. So that little piece is sticking out, but that's what that is. It's like a little knot. But anyway, it's still really cute. So I love that. And then I still had some yarn left over. So I decided to try and make the mini macrame. And while theirs was very, very mini, I didn't quite follow the pattern. I adjusted it and made a much bigger macrame. So mine's kind of a medium macrame. And I did mine a little bit different. Please look real quick at how they did the strings to hang it with. And then I'll show you how I did mine. So this is the one, let me stand up, that I made. And that's my big pom-pom on the end. And I used both colors in that, so I hope you can see that. And then on my strings, I used 2 of the light cream colored and then 1 of this. So mine has 3. So let me try and show you the picture again. So here's the one they created, and then mine. And I actually have currently a glass bowl inside of mine. And then what I did is I created at the top here loops at the top of each one, and I put it on like a big kind of bolt, so to speak, so it can hang from that bolt like that. But anyway, I was very, very pleased with how that turned out. Love that big old pom-pom. So, and I actually have a friend that likes plants. So I may be gifting that. I haven't decided. I've actually thought about hanging it off of here as well and putting like my yarn needle, my scissors, and stuff like that that I keep here at the table just for my tutorials. I have a little special compartment bag that I carry that type of stuff in, all my accessories for all my whips, but I always keep a set here at the craft table. So when I go to do my tutorials, I have all of that stuff handy. So I may hang it off my rack here and use that to keep my stuff in. I don't know. Hadn't decided yet. I always end up making things and giving them away. So it might be nice to do a couple things this year for myself. So that is what my busy hook has been up to. So if you want, you can share with what you're doing. So let me know what's on your hook. But I was excited about working on those things from Crochet Society and love this little guy. I mean, like, that is just too cute. So I will probably use it as some props in the near future for some of my video thumbnails. So Wednesday on the hook, we finished the Christmas pillow, and this past week we did not start anything new because I was still working on something. And so that something is ready to air next Wednesday. And it's kind of going to stay in the theme of a mitt, but instead of a bath mitt, it is going to be a dust mitt that you can use to help keep your home or your office at work clean and dusted, or you can use it in your car, or you can just make some for Christmas gifts and give them away. So I am very, very excited about that. And then we started last week our Cup to Hook movie nights. And the movie that we chose to do, or I shouldn't say movie, Netflix series, is called Longmire. And we did the first episode in season 1. And then tonight at 9 o'clock, we will be crocheting and talking about episode 2 and 3. So I hope you will join us for that. And we have decided as a group that it would be cool to create a project that goes along with the series. So starting Monday, on Fun Day Monday, we are going to introduce what that project for our series of Longmire is going to be. And moving forward, Fun Day Monday will be tutorials for that ongoing crochet along project. So what does that mean for Fun Day Mondays, where we were doing short projects? We will still continue to do short projects. They will either come in a special extra video during the week, or I will incorporate them with Wednesday on the Hook. Because going forward, as we watch shows together and come back to talk about them, we're going to always try to create a project that will go with that show. And so that's going to be exciting. I'm so excited about that. So let's see what else. Anybody have any questions? Anything they want to talk about? And on that Crochet Society The reason I went ahead and did those patterns without doing like a poll from you guys and getting your vote on it is because I am due to have another Crochet Society box arriving any day. And so since I'm a little bit behind, I thought I would go ahead and just pick some on these. And since I had some time anyway to play, and then when this new box arrives, I will let y'all help me choose the pattern out of that box. All right, well, if you're ready, let's do our last Saturday shout out love shares for August. And then tonight we will draw a name out of those names to see who's going to receive a small little gift of love from me. So here is our Saturday shout out love share box. So let's go ahead and get it open. And let's add the names from last Saturday. And we have Rachel Gale. And again, I will apologize up front if I do not pronounce your name correctly. It is definitely not my intention. My intention is to get it correct. But if I do, I apologize in advance. Julie Hannaford. Alonica. Tristan Phillips. Diane Thurman. Karen Lee Layton. Diana Paludo. Scrapadoo Crochet with CJ. Mimi Cat Do 65. I'm just so used to saying Mimi Cat Do. And Pamela's Adoring Crochet. So now let's close the box and we're going to give it a good shake. I'll try and hold these things so they don't make a lot of noise. Turn it upside down. All right. And now I'm going to open it. And I'm just going to reach in and I'm going to give it a swoosh and a swirl. And I'm going to pick a name. And the person who is going to, but I appreciate everyone. And I thank you for all of your love and support that you give to me and my channel. So. I hope everyone is seeing me okay. I know last week we had a couple squirrels and I was going in and out. Hot chocolate is good. I look forward to many mornings or evenings drinking hot chocolate with the grandbaby. Well, not at first. it'll be a couple years, but that is something that I aspire to do in the future. All right. Last week, we talked about the question, do you weave your ends or tails in as you go at the end as a celebration that your project is finished? So do you weave your tails in as you work on your project, or do you do it at the very, very end? And several of you said that you do it definitely as you go along because you absolutely hate weaving in your ends. Some said that they like to wait till the end in case they have to frog something. And for me, a lot of times it depends on the project and the yarn, because I know, like when I was working on this, there was a couple times that I made the wrong stitch and I had to go back and pull it out. And with this having alpaca in it and wool, it kind of clung to each other and it was very, very hard to frog. So that would be one that I would definitely not weave my ends in until I knew I was done. But usually if it's a big blanket, I try to weave it as I go. But some of my smaller projects, I probably will wait till I'm done. Except for like my foundation tails and stuff like that. I pretty much go ahead and try to weave those in, because even if I'm having to frog it, it'll usually pull out very easy. Hey, Viola. How are you, love? How are you doing? If you want, you can share with us what's in your cup or what's on your hook. I'm drinking hot chocolate today, which I'm just about finished with. In my I Love Grandma mug, I found new mugs for me and my husband. His says I love Grandpa. They match. They're absolutely identical. And we did do the Saturday shout out love share already for last Saturday and drew a name for the month of August. And that winner was Kathy Jinks. Her name went in on August 8th. And so we shook the box up really, really good. And then I swished it around and then I grabbed one. So again, the box will be emptied and we will start fresh with September names. The first September names will go out in a video tomorrow afternoon. And real quick to recap, I showed what we did on the Fun Day Mondays. I love them both, but the lion just stole my heart. I think those just turned out really, really good. Oh my gosh, pecan coffee. That sounds so good. Oh, delicious. And you're finishing a Christmas Afghan. Oh, wow. Are you saying Christmas is in the color that you're using, or is it creating a Christmas pattern? Tell me. And then I was showing everyone that I made some Crochet Society stuff. And of course, I finished the shawl, but I'm not really sure that it's a shawl because I did follow this pattern completely A to Z, which is so unlike me, with the exception of the border. I made the border just a little bit different, but it didn't turn out very big. So to me, it's not really a shawl, it's a cowl. And I did have it on when we first started, kind of like this, but I had it all nice and tight in the back and stuff. And then I played around with the next box that I had received after this one, where you guys chose this pattern for me to do. And I made the little sand bucket, oops, and shovel. And I did follow this pattern exactly as they said, even though mine looks a little bit different from theirs. Again, that's what theirs looks like. Mine's a little bit rounder. And there's my little sand. And my shovel's a little bit bigger than theirs. And then I also made this little plant hanger. And I put a little glass bowl in it, which is sliding out. But I made mine a lot bigger. Theirs was a mini one. And I made mine with 3 strands on each hanging part where they only did 1. And then I put a big hook on the end of it so it can hang. So that does that. And then my big old pom-pom on the bottom, I use both colors. So, and then I talked about how I had been working on a pocket shawl, and I have frogged this 5 times. I'm going to frog it again because I'm still not satisfied with the stitch, and I made it too wide. So I've got to decrease the width, and I'm still working on getting it started. So that's what I've been doing. So our other question, that was last week's question. So the question for this week is, where is your favorite place to crochet? Where do you like to crochet? I know I should probably say, with this wonderful, amazing craft studio that I have, that it's here. But my actual favorite place to crochet is outside. I love being outside. So I love going to parks. So I love going and sitting on a bench. We have so many cute little parks here in Newberry. And so I love going and sitting on a bench outside in a park and just watching children play, watching people walk their dogs pass by. My husband and I like going to a place called Molly's Rock, and it's got a nature trail, but it has a big open field. So the dogs like to run and play, and it has a picnic cover with probably like 20 picnic tables. Well, no, that one doesn't. I'm sorry. That one only has, I think, 2 or 3 picnic tables underneath it. And then, and there's big rock boulders all around. And there's kind of a pond. And then there's a new place that we've just recently discovered that's like 20 minutes from us, and it has a waterfall. And during the summertime, people actually get into this river bed, so to speak, and they swim up under the waterfall and whatnot. But it also has nature trails and stuff and benches that you can sit on. And so, yeah, nice. It's from Creative Grandma, red, white, and green with sparkles, granny squares. Oh, I know what you're talking about. I have seen that Glenda has done. So, yes. Now, are you using, is it ice yarns that you're using with that? Because I know ice yarns has a lot of the sparkles in it. And I know Glenda loves that red and green sparkle yarn from Ice Yarns. So where do you guys like to crochet? I also like to crochet in our big, we've got these big leather couches that have recliners in them. And so I like to sit out there, not so much reclining while I'm crocheting though, and just hang out with my husband and the dogs and my children when they come over. But that's in our family room, and that's like the hub of the house. That's like where all the life and action happen. So I love being there amongst and amidst family and friends. So earlier today on my Bible chats, my middle son, my Marine son, actually hopped on Viola, and he said that, of course, he's in Arizona, stationed there, and he was telling me that it is still way too hot, and so he's really close to you. So it's been warm here the last couple days, and I say warm, but we are slowly but surely kind of getting out of our summer months. So it's starting to cool off a little bit. So for us, it's probably been averaging somewhere around, the mid upper 80s, which is definitely not as hot as it could be. But my son was telling me that the temperature, yes, is very hot there in Arizona, but it doesn't have this southern humidity, but it's still hot. And so you're using Premier Cotton. I have seen a lot of people do unboxings, especially Crystal from Bag a Day, well, and Glenda with Creative Grandma, and I believe Krista from the Secret Yarnery. Although I think she now buys straight from Ice Yarn, which Ice Yarn has a whole bunch of different types of yarn. But I've seen some. I have not yet tried that yet. What do you think about it compared to like just the regular, like sugar and cream cotton yarn? Do you like the Premier better? I've heard a lot of people like the Premier a whole lot better. And they have a lot more variety of colors. So where do you guys like to crochet? Where's your favorite place to hang out and work your magic? Put your genius skills to work. Much softer? Well, answer this for me, because as like we were doing even the bath mitts, and I've had people ask me this before, with the cotton yarns, they tend to, let me see if I can grab one here. They tend to split a lot. And of course, a lot of that has to do with, let me pull this end out here. See if I can get it so I can show you. Of course, the cotton yarn is nothing more than a bunch of threads like that are just wound together. Now I'll have to cut that tip off, but I wanted to show you that are just wound together, so they do split and fray a good bit. You like to sit on your couch with your feet up. You're like me, the living room, on the couch, hanging out with everybody, just doing my thing, spending time with them. But does the Premier do that? Does it split and fray? I know the current project that we're working on, well, it'll be coming out Wednesday, part 1 of part 3. It is working with cotton yarn. And granted, I'm using the sugar and cream and peaches and cream for that. But those just, they split so easily. And I'm constantly having to go back and pull a stitch out and redo it to catch all of the yarn. And as many dishcloths and dish towels as I made back in the day, I just don't remember that being an issue. So I don't know if the quality of the yarn has changed, but I'd be curious to see if the Premier does that. It does still split? Okay. Gotcha. Well, I wonder if that's because of the cotton yarn, even though that's got, only 83%. I'm just curious if it's just the way the cotton yarn is designed. But I don't think, I don't know. Again, like I said, I don't remember, and I made a lot of dishcloths and dish towels back in the day, and I just don't remember them splitting so bad. But maybe I'm just patient and determined. I don't know. But I noticed it a lot on the project that we're working on that'll be coming out Wednesday, which is a dust mitt. We're making a dust mitt. So when it cools off, you'll be on your screen in the back porch crocheting. Ah, yes. Now I do have a swing outside, and a lot of times I will grab a small project and go sit out there and wait for my husband to pull up. But in general, I just like going to a park. It's kind of like getting away without getting away. And he gets to relax. We have these chairs that you can sit in or you can lean back, and they actually recline like a recliner. So a lot of times he'll do that and just kind of sleep and snooze in the sun. And I will sit there and do my thing and just listen to the birds, feel the breeze blowing, watch the trees swaying, which he likes to do that too. And we both like to watch the clouds as they pass by and try to guess what they look like. So just love enjoying outside. Peaches and cream seems hard on your fingers. Well, honestly, the body of the bath, or excuse me, it's not a bath mitt, of the dust mitt that I'm making for that, I'm almost done with part 3. So it'll be definitely done and ready to air Wednesday. But the body of that dust mitt was made in peaches and cream. Now, the part that I'm at now and we'll be starting is creating like the fringes that are going to go around it, which I'm also calling like the dust feathers, so to speak. That's going to be in sugar and cream. So I'm going to be curious, even though I'm not technically going to be crocheting with it, we're just adding short pieces around the actual crocheted work. I'm still going to be curious to see as I'm cutting it for the fringes if it frays as much as the peaches and cream. So if that's the case, then I will finally be able to say that I like sugar and cream more than peaches and cream or whatever. But I'm curious because I'm definitely paying closer attention. Like I said before too, when I was making dishcloths and dish towels all the time, that was pretty much what I first started out doing. And so I was learning to crochet. And even though I've made several dishcloths and dish towels, even since I began, because that was 17 years ago. In fact, 2 Christmases ago, from this coming Christmas, I made all the nurses day and night shift, everyone in registration, and some of the nurses on 3rd floor in LDO, and then all my admin people. I made them 2 dishcloths and 1 dish towel. And then I did for my partner, I think I did like 3 or 4 dish towels for her and like 10 dishcloths, because I work with her every night for 12 hours. So, but I made a bunch of those. And so I made probably well close to at least like 100 maybe dish towels that Christmas. And I mean, 100 dishcloths and probably about maybe 40 to 50 dish towels. And so I still don't remember them fraying so much. So anyway. All right. Anybody have anything they want to talk about? What are some things that you would like to see done on our Wednesday projects? Viola, before you came on, we were talking about, I don't know if you know, at 9 o'clock on Friday nights now. Last Friday was our first night, and this Friday will be our second night. But we also have, starting at 9 o'clock, Cut to Hook movie night. And a couple weeks back, when we were on a video trying to select a new person for my US Crochet Day giveaway, because I never heard back from the original winner, Bree from Bree's Crochet Corner came up with a brilliant idea of us crocheting and watching movies together. And so we have talked about it over the weeks and on several different chats, and let everybody kind of weigh in their thoughts on it. And I had expressed, though, how we could do it, because I was a little bit concerned about, piracy and copyright issues, because I couldn't like just show the show. And then it would be kind of boring to just have it playing and us literally watching it together, because what would you be looking at? Me crocheting? Well, nobody wants to just sit and look at me crocheting. So at least I wouldn't. And so we came up with the idea that we would watch it ahead of time and then come and talk about it and crochet together. So last week was our first time, and when we came on, I had a list of questions that I had written down after watching the first episode, and that's what we did. We did it like a Q&A, and those that were on there absolutely loved it. So that's what we're doing. We're watching, we're going to be discussing episode 2 and 3 of season 1 of Longmire, because Longmire was the series that was chosen. We had like 10 different ones in a cup. Everybody had given me suggestions, and I wrote down the first 10 that had been kind of like, shouted out. And so we put them in a cup and we drew one, and the first one we drew was Longmire. And then we made an executive decision that when we finish Longmire, we're going to do Call the Midwife. So you're on season 5, so you know what's going on. Don't tell us, but hopefully you'll come back and join us though tonight. But last Friday, when we were finishing up, Jen Reeves kind of came up with this cool idea that when we get to Call the Midwife, we could do the midwife blanket together as a crochet along. So then I was like, well, we ought to try and do something for all the series we watch. So like while we're doing them, we actually create a project that kind of goes along with whatever we're watching. So when we got off the video that night, I kind of jumped back on to go watch Triple C and Joe show. But while I was listening to them, I was kind of like, scrolling around through YouTube and Facebook and Google. And then I even pulled out some of my crochet books. And so I spent the rest of that evening until I fell asleep, and a good part of Saturday, before I laid down to go into work again, looking at stuff, and thought, what if we did something, because Longmire has the Indian reservation in there. What if we did something on the line of like a Navajo type blanket or something like that? And so that's what I have been kind of brainstorming and looking at different crochet stitches and whatnot. But long story short, this coming Monday, on Fun Day Monday, I'm actually going to announce it and list everything that you would need to create this particular blanket. And not this Monday, then the following Monday, we're actually going to start making it, because I think there's like 6 seasons in Longmire. So we have quite some time to work on this blanket. And so I think by the time we finish the 6th season, we'll have time to have completed that blanket. So I am like so excited about this movie night, and I'm excited about this crochet along. So our Fun Day Monday projects are now going to be based on what we're working on for our Cup to Hook movie nights. And so each week we will have a reasonable amount of a section to do, so that it literally will not consume a lot of time and take you away from any whips that you already have currently going on in your busy schedules. So what does that do for our normal Fun Day Monday projects? So I've decided, which honestly will help me out a little bit, because I had so many projects going on, which is like why we didn't start this past Wednesday with the new project, because I like to try and get one done and completed before we ever start, because several people had requested that they wanted to know exactly how much yardage of the yarn or the colors they would need. And I wouldn't know that until I finished a project. So I was working on this pocket shawl for our next project. But like I said, I've frogged it 5 times. I'm fixing to frog it a 6th time. So I ended up coming up with the dust mitt to do. And I am actually getting ready to start filming the 3rd part. So it will definitely be all ready to come out Wednesday. So it'll last 3 weeks, and that'll give me plenty of time to kind of get this pocket shawl going and get it done. If not, I'll throw another project in there. But our Wednesdays, I know that the Wednesday on the hooks were meant to be definitely projects that would, take more than 1 week. But what I can do in between those long projects is throw some of these short projects in, so you're still getting something. So hopefully everyone will be on board for that. But I am beyond excited about creating a project that will actually go along with what we're watching on Friday nights. So yes, like a mosaic stitch. So yeah, I think it's going to be fun. Hey, Veronica, it is so great to have you. How are you doing? And if I'm not correct, didn't you go on a road trip? How was your road trip? I believe it was you that had told me that you had gone on a road trip. I don't have those notes right here, but we just got through, Veronica, talking about our Cut to Hook movie night, which starts at 9 o'clock tonight, and how Monday we are going to introduce a blanket that we are going to create during the time that we're watching this series, which we're watching Longmire. And last week we watched and discussed episode 1, and tonight we're going to discuss episode 2 and 3. And even if no, it wasn't you that went on the road trip. Okay, I'll have to go back and look who went on the road trip. It was Viviana. That's who went on the road trip. I knew it started with the V. It was Viviana that went on a road trip. So, but yeah, I am so excited about doing a project that goes along with our crochet series. And so we also talked about our question from last week. Do you weave your ends in as you go or at the end of your project? And again, I shared that for me, it depends on the project and it depends on the yarn I'm using. If it's something that I've never made before and I'm not very certain about it, I definitely won't weave my ends in case I have to frog it. And if the yarn has like wool or alpaca in it, I definitely won't weave in my ends because it's already difficult to try and pull it out if I have to frog. But if it's a big project and I'm fairly comfortable with it, confident, I'll definitely weave those ends in because I cannot stand finishing a huge project and having to sit there and weave in ends. I'm ready to be done. So, and then our question for tonight is, where do you like to crochet? Where is your favorite place to crochet? And I talked about that I like crocheting outdoors. I just love the outdoors. I love hearing just life in general. At my house, I have 2 big churches that are right around the corner. And all I can tell you about them is one is a Lutheran church and one is a Methodist church. And Methodist church. And the Methodist church plays bells on the hour. It starts at 8 o'clock in the morning, and they go until 8 o'clock at night. So every hour during that 12-hour stretch, they will play a chime, then they'll gong a bell for whatever hour it is. So if it's like 5 o'clock in the afternoon, they'll gong that bell 5 times, and then they'll play like 2 or 3 hymnal type chimes behind it of Amazing Grace or Old Rugged Cross, but it's all in chimes. And so it's real pretty to listen to. But I like the breeze in my hair. I just like, the smell of flowers and grass and honeysuckles. And as night falls, I love watching the lightning bugs, and I love watching the clouds. I love watching the stars come out. So I just love being outdoors. So if I can, I will crochet outside on my swing, or we have a lot of cute little parks around here. And my husband and I just discovered one about 20 minutes away that actually has a waterfall. And so that's really cool. And then I like sitting in my living room in my big comfy recliner and just hanging out with my husband and our dog Sadie and our grand dog Mackenzie, and having friends and family over. So having the kids come through. So, all right. Well, it is coming up on 8 o'clock. So let's go ahead and, by the way, for those of you who've come on at the end here, we did do our Saturday shout outs for last week, and that ended all of our August shout outs. So we closed the box up and we shook it really, really good and swirled the names around a little bit, and we pulled a name out, and Kathy Jinks is the name that got pulled. So if I can get Kathy to get in touch with me by email by next Friday with her information, I will send her a little love gift from me. If I have not heard from Kathy by next Friday, then I will draw another name until I can hear from somebody. But I will have to put it in something separate, because starting next Friday, the box will start empty and it will only contain names from September. So, which I have another box like this. It's red. So that might be what I'll do, is I'll put all those names in the red box. And that way, if I do not hear back from Kathy, then we'll draw another name from the red box. But hopefully we're going to be positive and think positive, and hopefully Kathy will reach out to me. But if not, we'll draw a new name. All right, so our Joy Basket moment is on Perfect Peace. And it says, have you ever tried to help someone with a task only to be told that you were doing it wrong? You were doing it your best. Sorry, it's hard to read that way. You were doing your best, yet because it was not the way the other person wanted to do it, it wasn't right. We often treat God the same way. He has an amazing plan for each of us, yet we still try to wrestle the control from him, and he provides his best for us, yet we will question and complain because he isn't doing it our way. Don't miss God's wonderful peace today by choosing your own plans over his. He will give perfect peace to you when you trust him and how he does things. And so the verse that I want to leave with you is Mark 7:37, and it says, he has done everything well. So, all right, before we jump off of here, because I know there's another channel that comes on live at 8 o'clock. Anybody have anything else they want to talk about? Or, hey, Dawn, how are you tonight? If you think of anything, you can shout it out to me at 9 o'clock when we come back on for our Cup to Hook movie night. And I'm so excited because in a couple more weeks, we will actually start working on our Longmire blanket. So anybody else have anything they want to share? What's in their cup? What's on their hook? Any questions? Where their favorite place to crochet is? Do they like weaving the ends in as they go at the end of the project? Bye, Veronica. I hope you can join us later tonight. If not, have a great, great week. Dawn, it's okay. Everybody has a busy schedule. I know that. So I did show a couple cute little things that I made from Crochet Society, and the little bath mitts that we made from Fun Day Monday. But if you get some time later, you can go back and watch the replay. So, all right. Well, that wraps this up. I have, as always, thoroughly enjoyed my time with y'all. And so hopefully you won't be busy in about an hour and can come back and join us for our Cup to Hook movie night. I'm going to go get my crochet project ready so I can actually be crocheting while we are on. And so, yeah, hopefully I'll see you soon. If not, have a great week. Be joyful, stay crafty in your own way, and make your own joyful creations. Bye, everyone.